Today we're going to go over how to tell the difference between real amber and fake amber. Now, there's a lot of fake amber out there, but just to clear this up, there's only two kinds of fake amber that you really need to worry about getting scammed and buying stuff online. Type number one, real versus fake insects in amber. Fake insects in amber, that's probably the biggest set of fakes out there. And then the second type is fake amber jewelry. And those are the two main things you need to worry about. So the first section of this is going to be insects in amber. As you see, we have a spread in front of us, and this is a mix of real versus fake insects in amber. Some of them are real, some of them are fake. First of all, can you tell the difference just by looking at them? An expert eye can tell the difference. So let's break it down. Let's go over it piece by piece. Okay, first of all, think about the phrase, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Any insects you see on the table that are really big and really perfect are probably fake amber, because amber has a size bias and it likes to capture small insects. So the first and probably the most obvious one is this one in a package. This is a very big clear beetle. It's on a keychain, which is a red flag. The beetle's too big, too perfect. Any insect this size in amber is going to be museum grade, maybe $1,000 or more. But you can buy these fake ambers online for $5 a piece. So second thing is also, it comes in a mass manufactured package, which is a red flag. And these packages, they almost always have some vague phrase about natural amber without ever saying this is real amber. They'll beat around the bush. So this is a good example of that, right? Second of all, you might see that these come in a pack, so you can buy identically shaped, identically colored pieces, and they're all keychains. That should be another big red flag that it's fake amber, because real amber never comes like that, right? And then next up, we have this fake piece, which is another one of those keychains, but it has been broken. And now let's compare that to some real insects in amber, like this one with a wasp. You'll see that the shape is irregular. I'm going to do a little zoom in. The shape on this piece is a little more irregular. And the insect inside is a lot smaller, not perfectly clear, and it's also in a little, this one's in a pretty good position, but they're not always in such good positions. This piece right here, this is Burmese amber from the time of the dinosaurs. Also, you see this little raw part here where it's not polished. The polish catches the light really well here, but right here it's not polished at all. That's because it was the skin of the raw amber, which is another really good sign. If you see that, it's almost definitely going to be real. Okay, so now, check this out. If we turn off the lights here and we hit it with a UV flashlight, which is one of our main ways to test real versus fake amber, real amber will glow under the flashlight, like 1, 2, 3. But fake amber doesn't glow under the flashlight. But you'll see that it does have a little bit of a reaction. So this test is good, but it's not perfect, because you might see, look, that's real amber and that's fake amber. But these two have a very similar glow. And although it's not perfect, but it's just the way it is. And this one's real amber, this one's fake amber, but they do have a similar glow. It's not distinct. These ones are much better. But you can see that there's some caveats to this right here. Now, what you want to see when you hit amber with the UV light, you want to see it bring out characteristics. So this is a little slab of Mexican amber. And as you can see, the slab has flow lines. These characteristics are revealed by the UV light. And that is what you want to see. So real insects in amber do show different things under the UV light. Here's some more flow lines in this piece right here. And you can see that little mosquito, much smaller than the big ones. And so that is another good test. And the UV light is pretty good. So when I'm hitting all this with the UV light, you see that most of them have pretty good reactions and the fake ones don't. But it's not super definitive. So you gotta have a good eye for the UV light for this stuff. And another thing about the UV light that's very interesting is scorpions, as you know, are UV reactive. When you hit a scorpion with a UV light like this, it reacts, it glows. So anytime they put a scorpion in fake amber, it will glow, but a scorpion in real amber will not glow under the UV light. And since I'm holding this piece, Let's get into this one next. This one, this piece right here it's not exactly fake amber, but it's close to it because this is a scorpion in a lollipop. And so what they did was they made, a sugary lollipop and they poured it over a real scorpion here. So they encased a real insect in amber in resin, which it's a sugary resin, but plastic's a resin too, and amber's a resin too. So it's similar process. And so that being said, how about these things? How are they made? These ones right here, these fake amber, I don't know if I said it very clearly before, but these ones are made out of plastic. This is plastic, and it's done via an injection mold. So they have a mold, they have a dead insect, and they inject the plastic into it, and then it comes out perfectly shaped with a little hole in it already, and they can just put the key ring through it. So that's how most fakes are made for insects in amber is fake plastic amber. Okay, so now another thing that we're gonna wanna watch out for or look out for is like basically imperfections in amber are desirable because all real amber has imperfections. Let's look at this piece, for example. Now, this piece here, this is a mosquito and a cockroach. And as you can see, it's not perfect. There are some colors, there's some bleeding to it. There's like all these differences, but it's a really good piece of amber, but it's not perfect. And that's very important because let's check out another one. For example, this one here. This one is a mosquito in amber, and as you can see, there's two big cracks running down the piece, and there's a bunch of bubbles coming up through the piece. And all these different imperfections really lend towards the fact that it is real amber. Oh, and you might also find a lot of small little bugs. You might see that small bug right there. You can find small, unexpected bugs in amber. That's a thing. And then I will say that I want to show you guys raw amber. And this is something that, just so you can understand where amber comes from, raw amber is like a rock, how it comes out of the ground, but it's not a rock, it's a fossilized tree resin. And if you hit it with a flashlight, it is translucent. So this was mined out of the ground in Burma. And as you see, when you put a flashlight to it, it becomes very clear, right? So this clear thing with a flashlight, that's obviously amber, but it looks like other rocks. And here's some other rocks I picked up on the ground. This is a regular rock, and as you can see, it's not translucent. And fake amber can come in small or big sizes, but this one's amber. This one's not because it's not translucent. Not amber, amber. And so fake amber, raw amber is basically never faked. So you don't really have to worry. But if you're buying raw amber online, it should be noted that Indonesian raw amber is the most common of all raw ambers, and it also does not have insects. So Indonesian is kind of a no-go. We'll cover that in another subject. But before we go, take a look at a few more pieces of real amber, and maybe we'll put them side by side with fake amber, just so you can see the difference. Side by side, real amber versus fake amber. And the ones I'm showing you are very museum grade. But as you can see, the ones I'm showing you, they all have their imperfections, like the key, and they never have a keychain on them. That would be sacrilege to a piece of amber. So yeah, okay. Another way, the next way that you can tell is that if you take a piece of amber and you rub it very vigorously with your thumb until it gets warm, and then you smell it. If you do that, it will smell very rich like amber. And so you take that and then you smell it, and it smells very good because the amber is the fossilized tree resin, and it has a really good scent to it. Whereas if you do the same thing to plastic and you rub plastic vigorously until it gets warm, and then you smell it, it does not have a pleasant smell. It just smells like plastic, which is not the greatest thing. That's another very good way. Okay, so final thoughts on this. If you're shopping for amber online, first of all, Amazon.com has no real amber. Amazon.com is a bad place to buy amber. eBay.com has good amber, so you can do that. Obviously, amberbugs.com is all real amber. But avoid Amazon at all costs. And look at the prices of things. If you see a giant insect for merely $5 or a set of giant perfect insects that are perfectly clear and they're $5 each, run. That is not a real insect in amber. So that's a brief overview. That's a deep overview on how to tell the difference between real insects in amber and fake insects in amber.